It's a brisk, beautiful day here in Vancouver, and I get to talk about Ori and the Will of the Wisps. This is the sequel to the Blind Forest adventure that we went on not too long ago on our Xbox Ones and PCs. And what's interesting is I've actually been playing this new game crossplay. I've been playing it on the PC and also playing it on my Xbox One, and it's the first time I've actually played through the game for the first time, bouncing back and forth between both platforms, and I'm really impressed. Microsoft, you've done something quite wonderful here with being able to, just carry your save game across different devices like this. I've done it with different Xbox Ones, but never an Xbox One, then PC, and then back and forth, and I love it. It's great. This is a gorgeous game. You can tell just by looking at, just a little bit of imagery here. It's one of the most beautiful side-scrolling platformers I've ever played. It's a Metroidvania, just like the last game, but there have been a lot of refinements, particularly with the combat. You've got, great new abilities. Of course, you've got some hack and slash abilities and some projectile abilities. You've got an energy whip. I mean, this hews so much closer to a lot of the mechanics and the play of Metroid. It's getting a little crazy. Even though it's cutesy and cartoony and endearing and lovely and, a little melancholy in bits, it's a brutal game. It is an incredibly difficult game. And that combat, the mechanics that you pick up, the combo attacks that you are able to pull off with your energy blade, and you've got other weapons too. You'll have like little sprite whip things that will whip around you and attack, or you'll throw an energy throwing star, and you can level all of those up. You can also give yourself a bunch of little skill orbs and choose which ones you want to, pull together. So I pretty much kept the magnet one going all the time, because every time you kill an enemy, it'll suck all of the money and the life orbs and the energy orbs that you need in order to use some of those energy attacks to you, instead of you having to run around the map and try to pick all of those things up. That was very useful. Clinging on walls is very useful. But there's some new abilities here, like the ability to burrow underground and take out enemies that way, and also find all kinds of secrets. This game is loaded with secrets. There's all kinds of incredible little areas that you'll find, and you'll feel like cheering once you kind of figure stuff out. This is a massive game. It feels much bigger than the last game, which was also quite large, but it just feels more ambitious in scope. It feels like you can jump into areas and there's secrets within areas, and you're sort of going back into different rooms. I mean, not only do you have this massive map that sort of reveals itself to you, and then as you collect new abilities, you're able to go and retraverse back into areas and get the loot that you want there. There's lots of little merchants that you'll find along the way, and they will level up some of your skills or grant you new abilities or buff up your weapons in some way. All of it sort of allows you to go back and find all the stuff that you couldn't find before. One of the coolest ones that I saw is this ability to kind of light an area around you, and you go into this really dark and creepy kind of cave system where you can't see very far, and if you're in the darkness, it starts to burn through you, and eventually, poof, you die, and then you'll have to restart the area, but eventually you'll find the ability to create a glow around you, and then you'll be able to go into the darkness a little bit longer, a little bit further. Great stuff with that. I love the burrowing mechanic as well, because one of the things that you can do after you're burrowing, sort of like in a high-speed dig-dug kind of way, you can burst out of the sand like Echo the Dolphin or something. And all of these references to 2D classic games. It's like I've been playing games for a long time or something. But you'll be able to burst out of the ground and then use your energy whip and zap up to something and then do a double jump. And God, it's just so tuned. It's clear that Moon Studio, they tapped into something incredible with the first story, but now they have, legitimately crafted, it's almost like you have to say Ori Metroidvania, or Metroidvania Ori, these are so seminal, both of these games now, with this style of gameplay. Sure, they're borrowing lots of ideas and lots of different mechanics and, similarities to the way that you maneuver and whip yourself through worlds from other games, but it's so smartly crafted and so beautifully illustrated, and the music is just... it almost feels a little incongruous because as beautiful as the visuals are, the music just lifts and is so large and massive and swells in such magnificent ways. It feels like it's like there's a movie going on in the house beside you and it's seeping through. There's lots of sequences in this game, just like in the previous game, where you're running for your life and the music is just challenging you the whole time and you're like, oh my god, I gotta get out of here. What's a little bit strange about Ori, though, and I have to say this about the first game too, is that it's so, immediately attractive and it's so innocent looking, this franchise. And holy crap, is it not innocent. Even at normal difficulty, I didn't play it on easy, and maybe I should have checked that out, but normal difficulty, it's hard. And there are choke points. There are points where you're going to be replaying stuff over and over and over and over again. I was losing my stuff. I was going to say shit, but I didn't say shit. I was losing my shit. And I was getting very angry. It was driving me crazy. I tweeted, what do you do when, you're stuck? And then I put a gif of the Hulk going, ah, because that's how I felt. And I'm playing a cute little game about a little sprite and his animal buddies, and everybody's so adorable, and I'm just like, I'm raging. I'm playing it like the Hulk. And that's weird. But that's how good the gameplay is. But just be aware that this is not a cutesy little kids game as much as it looks like a cutesy little kids game. You might have family members in your household, little ones, or, a partner or something. They're going to walk up and they're going, oh, this is beautiful. And then 10 minutes later, they're going to be seeing you just, so they may have to calm you down a bit. So be ready for that. I do have to say that I was playing early code and I was having some issues with both versions of the game, some weird kind of rendering issues. It's been patched, but it made things a little bit cumbersome. One of the issues that exists is there have been some blue energy orbs that I haven't been able to pick up. And I actually uninstalled Ori and the Will of the Wisps on my Xbox One and then had to reinstall it, and it ran a little bit better. Consequently, that's why I was doing a lot of bouncing back and forth, just to see how both versions handled. It's all been patched and it's running smoother, but I think be on the lookout. There might still be a few, if you're picking this up this weekend or this week to play, and spoiler alert, I think you should, you're probably going to run into a couple of little hiccups. This is an incredible game. It's one of the best 2D games I've ever played. Ever. I'm giving it a 10. It's amazing. And you owe it to yourself if you have a PC or the Xbox One. Something tells me this will come to other platforms like the Switch down the road. But oh my God, this is an amazing game.